I actually think that in the high schools of America that God wants to restore the reality of what purity looks like. First off, I think that that's going to come through an encounter with God, to where God's going to actually encounter the students in such a way where He's going to transform them from the inside out, to where the love of what they wanted this or they wanted that, or they wanted a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or they wanted drugs, or they wanted this, or it all just becomes null and void, because their love for Jesus just gets sprung up in such a way to where they actually find out that God wants to use them. He wants to use them. He wants to flow through them. Like even today, just in there praying with the students, God wants to use them, and then He wants them to be so addicted to the reality of the kingdom that they carry the kingdom everywhere they go, and they burn on fire for Jesus in such a way that it doesn't matter what other kids say. And then that thing is so addicting, and so it's what we're meant to be addicted to, the authority and the love of God, man. If I knew what I know now back then, my whole school would have been saved. It would have been on. And so my heart is to reproduce that very thing in students, so that they could take their whole school for Christ. Because look, everybody's like how bad America's getting, and how bad this is getting, how bad that's getting. A lot of times see, the thing is if we can infiltrate the school systems, and we can get the kingdom in the school systems, because it's a fine line. It says there's a separation of church and state, but the truth is that teachers are kind of on eggshells when it comes to them talking about Jesus, but students aren't on eggshells. And if they learn what they've got, if they learn the authority that they've got, if they learn the love of God that they have, and they have that thing inside of them, they won't be ashamed. And all of a sudden, you'll start to touch certain students at certain schools, and they'll start to lead, and you'll hear about revival breaking out in every school. So I would highly endorse anybody that would get involved with the activation of students, because if we can touch them there, all of a sudden we have a society that's not twisted any longer. We have light that's invaded the darkness, and all of a sudden we're reproducing ambassadors of light, ambassadors of hope that are in high schools, man, bringing freedom everywhere they go, man. And so not just at high schools, what will happen is the kids will get touched, and then as the kid gets touched, their parents will get touched, man. And so the kids will come home, and the parents will rebuke them and say, I can't believe that you're believing. That's silly. What's wrong with you? And all of a sudden the parents will be like, this isn't working. What's going on? Why does my kid want to study? Why does my kid not want to go out and party? Why does my kid not want to go? And why am I not finding drugs in my kid's room anymore? And then all of a sudden, like, the parents will be like, this is real. And they surrender to Jesus, man. So I would totally endorse anybody that would be involved with this. Get involved, man. Help save the kids, bro.